right, thanks, CJ. Well, what if the secret to a happier life isn't necessarily more money, but more planning? Financial security doesn't happen overnight and actually takes time to put everything together so you're comfortable with your current and future financial situation. Financial planner Colin Evans with Evans Financial Group is back in our studio today, and we're talking about why written plans can create real financial happiness. Colin, always good to see you.
Thanks for having us.
You bet. You give us good tidbits and tips on how to stay financially sound. Why is it so important to write down your plan for your financial future?
This one actually came from a study from HSBC, which is a gigantic financial institution that did it in partnership with Oxford University, and they interviewed about 11,000 people, and they took incomes from 100,000 to $1 million. And what they were looking for were those that were actually writing their future planning and plans down. And what they found were 1 out of 5 that were actually doing this had a much happier and less stressful life because they actually had kind of their own roadmap, their own things that were laid out. So by doing that, it really kind of sparked an interest for me, kind of a nerd out a little bit on like goal writing and goal setting. And I went back and just double checked because it was about 40%, so 42% is the number of people that statistically write down their goals. Okay. You've got a 42% greater chance of hitting them than somebody that does not. Okay. That is a great idea because putting that stuff down, and that spoke volumes to me at a really young age on being able to do this and preparing for things and planning and putting those forward. Because you realize that people spend more time planning, maybe for a Disney vacation or a trip to Europe than they might be for the retirement times. That's where this kind of came into play.
Now, you talk about financial planning and why it's important, but financial planning isn't just about wealth, correct?
No, it's not. It's, you've got several things that you're looking at, but when we're putting that plan into place, one of the biggest things that we've seen in our industry is really just this relief because you've actually roadmapped it, and you roadmapped a retirement because there's so many things that go wrong. Which, you're not bringing in income anymore. Now you're living off of this golden nest egg, and by putting this in plan, it's like you're putting them in control. They have a clear picture that they put out. They've got concise, and that gives them a great guide.
You said there's 4 aspects of that financial plan that's strong. Tell us about those.
Yeah, so we look at one of the first things. It's like when you're putting that plan together, there's 4, and we got a bonus one that we stick in here. Because, first thing a true financial plan needs to look at, let's look at wealth management. Where are investments? What are debt? What are savings? What are any pensions, retirement things? All these things that you have to look at, that's the first thing you have to analyze. Then you've got to go over to your health side. What is health protection? Do you have, maybe long-term care in place? What is your plan for paying for health care as you age? Retirement readiness. And what I mean by retirement readiness, where's your income coming from? This is one of the key parts of a plan, because knowing where your income is coming from in retirement is where this sigh of relief comes into play. Legacy planning being the 4th one is a big one, because do we have wills that need to be put in place? Is a trust necessary? What do you want to leave in your legacy, maybe to your family and to your kids, or even to a charitable organization? And we stuck a 5th one in here just because a lot of the big box advisory firms are not allowed to discuss taxes, which blows my mind, because taxes are going to be a gigantic part of retirement, especially when we just see with the changing of the guards, the new president's coming into play. They want to change and kind of put new structures in. Well, that affects us, and when you're living on that fixed income, those are going to be affected as well.
All right, great stuff. Colin, thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us again.